for the benefit of those who have just joined us. The Finance Ministry had clarified that the 6% tax rate will apply to 7% of total tax kitty at the moment.
Taxable
the 12% tax rate will account for 28% of the tax base. 18% will account for 31%, that is the largest category of the current tax base. And 26% tax rate will fall on what currently accounts for 25%, or rather, to be precise, 24.8% of the tax base. Now, with this, can you calculate if there is a larger number in the 28% category than hitherto? Can you do that math?
It's very difficult to do that maths because I presume all these figures are on a value basis.
Yes.
And what would really matter is how these translate on a volume basis. Okay. Because when you say that 25% of the tax bracket tax base is going to be taxed at 26, in terms of numbers or in terms of products, this may be very few products because the unit value here would be very, very high. Whereas as opposed to that, when you say that some products would be taxed at 12%, and maybe that isn't big enough in value terms, since the unit price would be very small in terms of values, in terms of unit prices, this would be very, very, mass-based.
No, I'm trying to figure out who may be the losers of this game at all, and what might those products be. Hari, with this breakup that Shereen gave us, any guesses on whether that, considering that 25% of the tax base is going to be coming from goods that will be taxed at 26% rate, are you getting a sense that quite a few goods are going to get expensive?
No, you can't come to that conclusion, and I think the 25% base has got both the volume and the value.
Yes.
So you really can't come to that conclusion. What I think generally people have been giving us a feedback is that let the temptation of 26% basket being expanded should not arise, because if 18% is the standard rate, you should try and put only a minimum number of items on 26%.
And to be fair, Hari, in my conversations with the government, that is the thinking. They are aware of exactly what concerns you've just shared there, Hari. So I think they are on board with the concerns that you've just raised. But let's also go across to Rohan Shah. He joins us as well. Rohan, appreciate you joining us. We now have a finality on the rate structure: 5, 12, 18, 26 plus a cess. And interestingly, the proposal on gold has still been held back. The government's proposal was 4%, but the finance minister saying a decision will be taken later. Your first thoughts on the rate structure that's been finalized?